Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Restless Barbarian Gaming. My name is Bolthra, and I want to thank you for joining us tonight. It's Thursday night, it's almost Friday, and it's time to play some Vampire the Masquerade. We have just two players with us tonight. Unfortunately, Ellie could not make it, and T's not able to join. So we will push on without them and see if these characters don't die. Well, actually, they're already dead, so them dying wouldn't really, I guess, be a big issue unless it's sunlight or fire or something horrible like that. But I digress. Thank you again for watching us. We appreciate your support. I want to thank all our new subscribers that have joined recently. We appreciate you being here. Tell your friends, tell everyone you know, tell your people at church, wherever you go. Come watch these weirdos on the internet pretend to be vampires. But enough about me. Let's talk to our players and have them tell us a little bit about themselves and who they're playing. So I am going to start with James.
Hello there. My name is James. I'm also known as Brutus, and I will answer to Hey You. I am all over the internet and doing nothing interesting except this. So you can find me here Wednesday nights while we're playing this game. And I am playing the Brujah Major Richard Sandhurst, who is absolutely not in any trouble whatsoever. He's a good little soldier.
And it is Wednesday. I said it was Thursday. So, well, depending on when you're watching this, it might actually be Thursday.
Could be a Friday at that point. Who knows?
Yeah, it's been that kind of week already that I'm already forward a day. But anyway, I digress. Fun. What's up?
Hi, I'm Fun Size. I play Lady Howard, who is, depending on who you ask, in trouble and not in trouble. Schrodinger's kindred. She is our resident Malkavian and, very confused on why she's being brought to the principal's office.
Well, all right. Let's give kind of a quick summary from last week's episode. Our coterie, or as they loosely formed as a coterie, were each hunted and subsequently summoned by agents of the Sheriff of South London, General Sir Arthur Hailworth, who demands answers regarding a murder involving kindred at the museum and their failure to clean up the scene. They navigated some tensions with their own associates, including Adrian and the mysterious Vincent, while trying to uncover information about the Enlightened Society of the Weeping Moon and the suspicious deaths of Emmanuel Drayton and his brother. Amidst supernatural occurrences and being shadowed by the sheriff's hounds, coterie seeks out Juliet Parr, the sheriff of North London, hoping for her guidance and perhaps protection. The session concluded with the group arriving at the residence of Miss Parr in the dead of night, where they were met by a timid young woman who seemed to be expecting them. What I'd like to do is we're going to actually just take kind of a quick step back before the group left from Miss Parr's. And Richard had an idea for something, so I'm going to kind of turn it over to him for a second.
Be kind, rewind. So, as Marley and Richard were actually headed off towards Sybil, Richard, after bouncing the idea off of Marley's head for a second, wanted to get a message to Howlin Bay, their prior benefactor who gave them their marching orders, that they kind of succeeded-ish from a certain point of view. However, his intent was to get a message out. And the best way he could do that was by getting a hold of his retainer, someone that works for him, keeps his house, keeps an eye on him in the morning. Admittedly, that house is a rundown, slummish little place at the moment because they had to flee the other one. But this is a Sergeant, I'm going to check my notes here, Clarence Dart. Sergeant Dart used to serve with Major Sandhurst back in the day. And when Richard left active military duty, he dragged the sergeant with him. Whether the sergeant wanted to or not is something to delve into.
Well, he takes care of the sergeant, doesn't he?
Oh, absolutely. He has got, I won't call it a short leash, but some might call it a gilded cage. Richard seems to think he's done this old fellow a solid.
Perhaps he has. You know, one person's addiction is is a joy, and it's a pain to someone else. You know, so.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we'll say that message is on its way.
Okay. It's simple, it's discreet, it's neutral. You should be aware the sheriff would like a conversation in regards to our previous business.
Okay.
If it gets intercepted, I'm just trying to be helpful.
All right. So we are going to then move back to the evening where the three members of the coterie have arrived at Ms. Parr's place. Again, she is a very petite woman, appears to be in her mid-teens, kind of straight black hair, and tonight is dressed in men's clothing, brown trousers, white shirt, a tie, looks kind of loose. And she met you at the door and said, "Oh, I've how fortuitous! I've been expecting you," and ushers you inside. Inside, she takes you to a rather plain kind of sitting room. It's not as fancy as some of the other places you've seen from the Kindred. It's very functional, sort of Spartan, shall we say. Some rather plain chairs, a small kitchenette table. Doorways seem to lead off to somewhere else, but all the doors are closed. And she leads you to some rather plain couches and asks you to sit down. And she's like, I would offer you something if there's something you would like. I don't know your preferences. Have you fed recently?
Talking on mute. Just like work. Richard will sit down, having taken his hat off, presence of ladies, and kind of fiddling with the brim. Will say, "That's quite kind. I have fed relatively easily, but
oh, good.
I never say no. It's polite to turn down an offering. If you have anything that isn't a soldier."
I don't know about that. I'll have to look. And you, miss?
Oh, no. I'm not hungry. And she'll just kind of like stop and pause, like she's trying to confirm that with herself. And I only have one issue is, if the dead start talking to me through them.
Oh, that's horrible. I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's only happened once. And she'll look over at Richard because he was there with her when it happened.
Well,
That I've been present for, at least.
do tell me if something does trouble you, and I wouldn't be a good host if I didn't attempt to make you comfortable.
Why, thank you. How shall I say this? Apparently, there were some wrong messages sent earlier.
Oh? Well, please. And then she kind of sits down across from me and just kind of crosses her legs and sits. I don't think we've been formally introduced. Your names again were?
Sybil Howard.
Goodness, my apologies. Major Richard Sandhurst.
I wanted to just confirm you are who you say you are.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yes, you had mentioned something about some messages perhaps being miscommunicated?
Well, the madame said that you had met Adrian earlier and he had not really remembered I was still asleep at the time, but he said I was not home, but I was. But he sometimes forgets, poor dear.
Yes, Adrian. Yes, I did stop by earlier. Had a brief conversation with Adrian. He had summoned me, so I came as quickly as I could, and did a brief conversation with him. And I'm glad you're here. Glad we can talk about this.
Yes, me too. It was. She'd kind of trail off a little bit.
Perhaps it is, if you do not mind the interruption,
Mhm.
best to ask what you have heard, ma'am, and then perhaps we can clarify things.
Ooh. Well, my understanding is that there was a masquerade breach at the museum, and some evidence is one of the terms the police use, was left behind. That is very, very disturbing. And she sighs.
Body.
Yes, the body was left behind, and we simply can't have this. You have to understand that things like this can only lead the kind to us and show them signs that perhaps we do truly exist. If that damnable author hadn't written that book, well, perhaps their interest in us would not be as strong as it is. But that is what I know. But I want to know more about you first, if I may. And she looks at Richard and says, "Tell me,
Yes, ma'am.
who is your sire?"
This question keeps coming up a lot. Hold, please. I've forgotten what my sire's name is. It's gone.
Lucian Gray.
Lucy. I had it. It's like 2 pages over. I'm like, yes, they're going to ask.
I should have made you work for it.
The name of the sire. Who's my sire again? The apparently reputation preceding him, Lucian Gray.
Lucian Gray. Oh, I know the name, but I can't say I'm very familiar with him.
Oh, congratulations.
You would think she would blush if she wasn't so pale. Well, I must remember to look up Mr. Gray at some point. And she picks up kind of just a small little notebook. Picks it up, scrolls a note in there. Are you close with your sire?
We have been. I'm not sure how much you follow things on the other side of the river, but he pissed somebody off because someone torched the place.
Oh, dear. That's dreadful.
Yes. We have recently had to separate, but still maintain relatively close contrast. You will learn Lucian likes a certain amount of control over those he associates with.
This isn't uncommon among our kind. Some with a biblical reference. Mine would say, spare the rod, spoil the child. So would you say you have a close relationship with Lucian?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Has he only... Oh,
he has
forgive me.
He has seen to my care. He has seen to my introduction into this new society that I have found myself in ever since he stumbled upon me back while I was still actively on duty and deployed abroad. Got me back to London in relatively one piece, helped me reestablish myself. As close as one can be in these kind of situations where there's no actual camaraderie. I respect him. I think I aggravate him to no end. And I've been told from others that's not particularly uncommon.
Do you feel he gave you a proper and thorough education of the traditions?
You know, up until last week, I might have said yes. However, I find myself in a bit of a pickle. And I'm no longer quite so sure.
Do you feel you can rely on him for support, should you need it?
Yes, actually, I do think I can. Regardless of how much we might butt heads, I would like to think that he still has a vested interest and that he still sees me as a useful project, if nothing else.
I see. And she just kind of half turns. Lady Howard, I am familiar with your sire. How long have you been with him?
She will look down at her clothing and think, about 8 months. I just got to transition, and she'll show off her new color.
A neonate.
I think that's the word he used. He thinks some of what I can do is imaginary.
And what would that be, dear?
Spirits. He can't see them.
She picks up. She kind of just quick. You are a spiritualist?
Well, that, and I can actually deal with spirits. But Adrian does not think so. He thinks it's part of our curse.
He is a man of science.
Well, yes, and those poor dears he deals with. I don't know what would have become of me if he had or hadn't met me.
Were you a patient of his?
Well, I was very distraught when my husband died. And a well-meaning physician knew of him, and, well, that is how we were introduced. I don't really remember most of that.
Did he turn you against your will?
I don't know. As I said, I was very distraught. I do remember them needing to make sure I didn't hurt myself.
Which is sound advice for when one is first turned. There is...
Oh, no, before.
Oh.
I had to move, and I was here, and I was still very distraught, and it was very concerning to my maid.
Were you placed in an asylum?
No, I was home, but Adrian was very kind and visited and made sure I was good.
You mentioned his other patients. What did you mean when you said that?
The hospital, I think, maybe.
Oh. He keeps no others in your home, does he?
Oh, no.
Give me a... let's see, we're going to do our first roll of the evening.
To Sybil,
Finally, a lie has come out.
Would you say, let's see, so that is probably manipulation and subterfuge and manipulation.
Okay. Because she doesn't see him as a patient.
Mm-hmm.
He is just something there.
Mm-hmm.
An experiment.
Okay.
And a front.
Yeah. Difficulty 6?
6, yes.
Okay. Let's see. Ugh. No.
Okay, no successes. Okay. And she just kind of studies you for a moment. Picks up her notebook, scribbles some things in there. So your relationship with your sire, is there any romantic aspects to it?
Oh, I don't think he would agree as that, but no, it's more of well, and she'll like stop, and she can see she's struggling for the words. More of like a cousin or a older family member, not like, well, maybe an uncle or something of the sort, or a mentor. The words just aren't there. But there's not much romantic. No.
Do you respect his decisions?
Most of them, yes. We do butt heads here and there on certain things, but what two people do not occasionally do not agree fully on. And she's just kind of babbling and kind of trailing off as she's kind of looking around.
So would you agree that Adrian's decision to have you come to me was a sound decision? Would you agree with that, or would you disagree with that?
Well, I don't think hiding and pretending you saw nothing, heard nothing is the best thing.
And I think that's an excellent segue to the evening in question. And it looks over at Marley. Marley hasn't said a word. She kind of just looks at Marley for a moment. It's kind of like a, I'll get to you kind of look. The evening in question. What are your memories of it? Each of you. And Richard, you may go first, please.
We were trying to track down Emmanuel Dreyton. We've been asked to look into the individual because all reports was he died abroad and was seen walking around London. Now, that's a little odd, less so in our circles perhaps, but odd enough to draw the attention of his brother. And we found quite a lot of interesting stuff. People were smuggling dead bodies into the country. It was fascinating. I think they might have taken it from some tomb or something like that. But not really something I had experience with. I was in the wrong part of Africa for most of my deployment, so I only had a little bit of time in Cairo, which is where I presume they came from. That's where all the money's from, right? But one thing led to another, and we tracked him to the museum, which was when things went sideways. He was not alone. There were thieves that were trying to rob the place. I was not directly involved in the violence that led to his demise. And then we did not have the time to clean up our tracks because the police were coming through the doors. And we thought well, I've been in the lockup a time or two in my years of the service. Most of us end up annoying the provost at some point. Usually those stays are 2 to 3 days in the jailhouse, and they tend to have one small window that sunlight gets into, and no. I certainly thought that the greater risk would be getting caught at that point, and, the better part of valor. It's the most prominent points.
And Lady Howard?
Well, kind of along the same vein, a trip to, and she will stop and think while I look at my notes to see what this mystic shop is called. Wilson's Wonders. Lovely little shop, although it is annoying that the owner put on a new lock.
And that name again was Wilson's Wonders?
Yes. I do wonder if the poor man is going to think he needs to lay off the drugs or is going mad after the next few nights. Very bad things happened in that basement.
And you say that there were how many kindred in your party?
Someone brought in 4 of us. They seemed to know things about us. I got a letter, and it had a color I just couldn't ignore on it.
And who was this letter from?
Well, I suppose it would be, Mr. Bay? Or, yes, Mr. Bay. And she'll look over at Richard to make sure she got the name right. I do believe.
Helen Bay was our point of contact, yes, I believe. It was all organized on behalf of another kindred that knew Mr. Bay. Vincent?
Yes.
He looks over to Marley for a confirmation for this. Because he remembers Marley had talked to someone.
And she just kind of nods. And the 4 of you undertook this task for Mr. Bay.
Yes.
Yes.
And when you arrived at the museum, 4 of you entered?
I do believe so. I know Marley and I were up close. But there was a few men actively breaking in, trying to break into an exhibit, which, is weird because the necklace was either from India or Sri Lanka instead of Egypt. She'll toss in. But what was really weird was the man we were sent to find. He was living, but he was not aware of his surroundings. I did taste him because I was a little hungry, and I thought, well, if you're a little woozy and someone suggests a doctor to you, you may be more inclined to go, which would mean we would have him, and maybe someone like Adrian could help him forget he saw us or be a little confused. But he wasn't going for it. I almost had him calm down, but he tasted funny.
Tasted funny.
Yes, yes. And she'll describe the taste that she had from him.
How much blood did you take from him?
Oh, not a lot. Barely any. I was still very hungry afterwards, but not as much as I was. Not enough to make him need a doctor, but enough to, when you were alive and you got a little lightheaded.
So that's an interesting question, because young Master Drayton was found veritably ripped apart.
Yes, unfortunately, I did try, but as you can see, and she'll kind of gesture to her stature, a lot of who I am with are a bit taller than I am. And unfortunately, physical health was not my strong suit.
Do you not possess the gifts of Cain?
I do, but I am not physically strong. And I always forget that you can call on your blood. I'm used to my brothers doing, the grunt needings in life.
Would you consider Richard and Marley to be a brother and sister of yours?
In a way, yes, but they did not, unfortunately, produce the results everybody saw.
And who did that? You said there were 4 of you there.
There were. We left a note, or did you? And she'll look over at Richard and Marley. For Lady K.
Yes, Lady Katerina something von something.
Blah, 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 blah.
A truly beautiful name that is not in the notebook that I started halfway through the game.
Yes, I'm familiar with Lady K.
Unfortunately, I think some of her other meals have made the papers too.
That is the tragic mistake that was made.
I was regretfully too far away at the time to interfere and prevent it.
You didn't feel you could stop her, or you chose not to stop her?
Everything happened too quickly.
Honestly, it reminded me of a pack of jackals. I saw
Or
them
just
pounce
one
on
jackal.
it. Well, there was enough blood to be a pack, from my understanding.
Picks up, scribbling some notes, kind of just gently sits.
Marley did try and clean up, but we, as Richard said, we did not have the time.
Unfortunately, I do not possess the skill to bend others to my will and make them forget what they've seen. I've witnessed it in others. It sounds very useful. Not my ballywick.
And not mine either. I unfortunately did not gain that one either.
Well, if you don't mind me asking one other question, where is Lady K at the moment?
That's an excellent question. We don't know. Which, I'll admit, doesn't look particularly good for us. My sole interactions with the lady have been either at the opera house, where she has performed, or out and about within our little group. There was a lovely dinner at the Army Navy Club, but she was a guest of mine at that point in time. We were actually working on getting access to that museum. But I haven't the foggiest idea where she actually lives. Or how to get a hold of her. Other than leaving a message at the opera house.
I've spoken with her sire.
Oh. Capital.
And he was not able to confirm her whereabouts either.
Hmm.
It seems she's missing.
Correct me if I'm mistaken. I believe Richard has heard her refer to her sire's grandfather in her.
Yes, I think he's Lord Fitzwilliam. Lord Fitzwilliam, yes. But yeah, she refers to him as grandfather. So,
given her affectionate form of address for Grandfather Fitz, that is surprising.
Well, I thank you for coming.
Oh, there is a question we had.
Of course.
We were wondering if you knew where, well, Mr. Drayton supposedly murdered himself.
The other Drayton, the
Yes.
the brother who was never suspected of being dead.
Yes.
Chauncey Drayton.
Yes, I believe that's the name.
Yes, he was part of your little conspiracy.
No real loss. If I remember correctly, he wanted his brother dead. So
He has been taken care of. That loose thread has been cleaned up.
So not a result of the other people who interrupted everything at the museum trying to rob the place. Okay. Capital.
Well, at least we don't need to worry about the cult finding him and doing whatever they needed to do.
No, this was cleaned up by me.
Oh. I believe we are in a bit of your debt then.
I am a sheriff of this city. Deputized, as it were, by the prince himself and directed by his seneschal, Lady Anne. But it is not my place alone to pass judgment upon you.
Indeed.
Instead, we will meet together with my co-sheriff. I understand a meeting's already been arranged for tomorrow night.
Yes, Sir Arthur has requested our presence
Yes.
tomorrow. Should we be able to find Lady Katerina, her presence has also been requested.
Oh, most definitely. Most
If
definitely.
implied, if we can't, we might see the sunrise. Not really a fan of that. And as you notice, as he's saying that, while he's trying to keep a calm face, he is clutching that top hat of his just so hard.
I would
that
like
it's
you
going
to
be
make
marked.
a performance and appearance roll.
Oh,
See
all right.
if you
Okay.
can basically hold it together
All
in
right.
front of her.
What
This-
what are we looking for
I'm
difficulty?
gonna say 7.
7. Yes, let's go.
This timid little girl in front of you.
Oh, she's the scarier one, though. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to say I'm going to use willpower
Okay.
because this is very much an act of will on Richard's
Yeah,
part
yeah.
to keep from doing something he will regret. All right, so I clicked use willpower. I have no idea what that does in this version of Vampire, but we're going to find out.
Yeah.
And
Those beautiful dice.
those are some numbers. Those are some good numbers.
You know, that's
Some
better
really
than my
good
roll.
You
Really good numbers.
don't even look like you're breaking a sweat. You're just gripping that hat and it ain't budging.
Not the first time he's been dressed down by a superior. Probably the first time he's been threatened with a firing squad and thinks they mean it.
The hour grows late and I have other tasks to attend to. Again, I thank you for your time this evening. And trust I will see you tomorrow evening on time.
On time. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your hospitality.
Thank you. She rises and walks over to the door, opens up the door for you.
Yeah. Does the whole helping out of the chair thing.
Yeah.
Very appreciated.
Propriety.
And you are on the sidewalk as the door closes.
Mary, Mother of God.
Well, that was fun. Not as, intimidating as Mother when she got mad at me and my brothers. My eldest
Sure if
taught
I
me.
want to meet your mother or not now.
Well, after
impressive.
they speared me away to have some fun one night, I ended up having to sleep with a maid and a nun.
As one does.
Well, yes, but boys will be boys and girls must be.
That's it.
Yes. But they did teach me how to lockpick. Came in handy with my sister-in-laws, and she's just gonna start walking.
Richard is going to share one of those looks with Marley, like, literally over her head, because they're both taller than her, and go, well, at least this is the entertainment for the night. And Richard will make sure everybody gets back to where they're supposed to go. We can't get a hold of Lady Katerina. Tomorrow night is going to be messy.
So you're returning to your havens?
Sybil would offer Richard hospitality if it's late enough or if he wanted to come and sit.
He'd be willing to sit for a little bit before heading back to his new digs.
Okay.
He's got to check it and make sure a message was actually delivered.
Mhm.
But he's not opposed to a few minutes. And like I said, he intended to make sure everybody else got back safe.
Okay. He's a gentleman. So, okay.
A gentleman, and hey, if a fight happens, he can let off a little bit of steam. It'll probably be funnier to keep him wound up for tomorrow, though.
A short carriage ride later, you return to Lady Sybil's, or excuse me, Lady Howard. And you get there. Marley doesn't stay very long. She decides to head out. When you get there, Adrian is still in his office working away. The rest of the staff have gone to bed. You don't typically have staff who are required to be up all evening. You'll get them up if you need them. Is kind of, you'll ring a bell or something like that.
Yeah.
To summon them. So you enter the house. It's dead quiet. No candles on, but you do see light coming from Adrian's office. So,
And Sybil will look at Richard and go, "Would you mind waiting in the parlor for a moment?"
Not at all.
And she'll scurry away as fast as she can, which is not quickly. As fast as a toddler on little legs.
There's knowledge.
Grab the journal and, softly knock on his door before opening it.
Yes. He turns around. You've returned from Juliet's.
Yes. And she will walk over to his desk and put the journal in front of him.
Is it reading time again?
If you would like to read it on your own, yes, I have a guest. He may not stay the night, or he might. Depends on how late it gets.
I'll take it up again tomorrow evening.
This is proof of what I told... what was her name? Oh God, what was her name?
Sheriff Park.
Yeah, Sheriff Parr tonight.
And he picks it up and kind of flips it. Or it could be the ramblings of a madman.
Half a dozen of one, half a dozen of the other.
He shrugs and says, I'll read it tomorrow.
And she'll kind of reach out and lightly pat his hand before exiting and making her way down to the parlor.
Okay. All right. Meanwhile, back in the parlor.
Back in the parlor,
Nothing happened while she was gone.
Major Sandhurst has noticed that he has done a little bit of a number on his hat. Damn. And
You must
is
find
getting
a
to
haberdashery.
get out a little bit, Oh, can't wear that tomorrow. Shit. Guess I'll send the sergeant out while I'm napping.
Okay.
She'll walk in and... Well, that was a lovely evening.
I would say I've had worse. And I guess technically that's true. So, yes, quite lovely. Only had the piss scared out of me by 2 powerful vampires in one night.
Only 2.
Well, I haven't met Josiah, so I don't know if he's going to scare me or not.
I think he scared Marley.
Huh. Didn't think that was possible.
And he kind of worries Edward.
Edward?
You know how I said there was a physician who knew of Adrian and trusted him?
Yes.
Well, I kind of made him mine. Yes. So he ends up helping when he can.
Okay. It's not terribly uncommon for our kind.
Well, no. Along with a maid, but, she was my wedding gift.
Goodness. Quite the gift.
Yes. But I asked you if you wanted to stay because I have something I need to do, and every time I have tried, well, the first time I felt something, it didn't feel right. The second time, well, there was growling and snarling and the scent of, fresh earth and all of that, and all of a sudden Marley was gone.
And it wasn't Molly doing the growling?
No. And then tonight, well, something was attached to someone Adrian has been studying to see whether it was choice or something else influencing. I did not lie to Miss Parr, per se. I don't know if he's a patient of Adrian's, but I know he was interested in observing.
That's the patient, more project.
Yes. So, I don't feel it was a lie. It was more truth. Well, at least the way I see it.
From a certain point of view,
Yes.
the view being yours.
Yes.
Well, never let it be said that I'm someone in need. I'd be happy to stay put.
Good.
However I can help.
Well, I was hoping you would help me in a seance.
No. Haven't done one of those. All right. But I was going to punch something, but the night is not yet over.
And she's gonna go over to like a little chest and pull out a drawer and pull out some bones.
Okay.
Still not
And-
the latest thing I've seen.
And you have your particular room that you've been
Yeah.
doing this in. A particular table, I believe.
Yeah. And I assume with her association with Eloise, maybe having something of Herbert's. Okay.
Perhaps.
And she's gonna have him sit and she will, do her little thing, whatever that may be. And she's going to try and see if she can either summon Herbert or get confirmation that yes, he's still alive.
All right. Mechanical
Exciting.
terms, we're going to have you roll an occult and intelligence.
Okay.
7.
Is there anything Richard can do mechanically to aid in this, other than sitting there looking intimidating?
Does he believe?
Drink
Does he believe it? Does he believe in this?
Not in the least. Well, you know what? No, I take that back. I take that
Okay.
back. He's seen enough weird shit. since
He's a
he-
walking corpse. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I want to throw stones at this, but I don't have a heartbeat. So call him skeptical, but
Open-minded.
If he's slightly skeptical, then he's not really able to aid.
it's like I don't know. That's what happens.
Okay.
All right. I am on a roll tonight.
It's a certain kind of roll, that's for sure.
You light candles. You chant at the table. You hold hands. You spend time intoning the spirit of Herbert.
Kumbaya.
And anyone who would answer your call, and after about 45 minutes, you finally realize
No,
there's nobody. There's nobody on the line. Let's put it that way.
the house is standing, but the lights are off and no one's home.
Exactly.
My
Yep.
creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
Well, Richard, you've now seen this
All right.
ceremony, this
Seance.
action performed,
Nothing happened.
but no, nothing seems to come to Lady Sybil.
Well, that is disappointing.
Tomorrow's another night.
Yes, but well.
We may be busy.
Well, we will be busy, but you said you were to return with Lady Kay and I either willingly, unwillingly, or staked.
I do believe those are the words. I don't particularly want to stake in you, and I have absolutely no way of getting a hold of Lady Kay.
I don't know where she is, and I would prefer not tomorrow because I was hoping to wear something a little more me
Well,
if I'm going to meet my death.
fair enough.
I had a dress made for when, mourning was done, but if I'm going to meet final death, why not break tradition?
Go out on your own terms.
Exactly. And, Alexander said yellow was always lovely on me.
Now, I believe Richard has heard her reference.
Yeah.
Her husband prior to this. Well then.
Have you seen the yellow sign?
solid
So-
idea? That book's over there.
That would be a whole nother wrinkle if I threw that.
Yeah, no. If we're bringing that into things, it's a different rule set now.
It could pop up. Who knows? All right. So, Richard, anything else you want to do at Lady Howard's before you depart for the evening?
I'd simply note that I will be by with a carriage. I will see if I can get up as early as possible and swing by the Opera House to see if Lady Katerina is present before I come to pick you up.
Okay.
With a
Before Oh, go ahead.
Sounds good. And she'll like escort him to the door and out.
Okay, just enough time to get home and go to bed.
We are going to switch over to Richard arriving at his haven.
Yes.
Comes in, and your servant, and I've already lost his name, Clarence, was it?
Clarence Dart, yes.
You find
Sorry.
him sitting. You find him sitting on a couch, slumped over asleep.
Give him a quick look over. Other than being asleep, does anything look amiss?
He's just kind of lightly snoring.
I hate to do it, but... Sergeant, attention!
Oh, he jumped. He's oh, yeah, it's oh, thank you, sir. And he reaches his pocket. I delivered the message, and have one in return for you.
Excellent. Thank you, Sergeant.
He just kind of stands at attention.
You've done quite good this evening. I hate to add more to your list, but I will need a new hat, or at least maybe this one fixed. He hands over the top hat. A carriage ready tomorrow evening as soon as I am awake. And you know that chest I told you about buried under that flagstone over on Smythe Street?
No, sir. No, I don't know about that.
Write it back down. If I don't come back in 3 days, go get it. Terribly sorry you're on go.
Oh, well, what about Master Gray?
Well, you could always look up him.
Should I tell him about the chest, sir?
Oh, no. Goodness.
Oh,
He doesn't need to know about the chest.
very good, sir.
Small insurance policy.
Very good, sir. And he just kind of waits.
Out of character, it's actually just a, hey, I'm dead. This will probably keep you, from wasting away. Have fun.
Okay.
Just a little bit of money and like something to get him out of town. But after that, he will proceed to open and read the letter before dismissing, just in case something in this requires him to act and add to the instruction list for Mr. Dart.
The note is written in very elegant script. Major Sandhurst, I thank you for your swift words of advice. I have suspected that someone would be coming to pay me a visit, but now have confirmed this. Again, I thank you. And you just see HB at the bottom.
Well, I've managed something at least this evening. Then he proceeds to shred the letter and turns back to the sergeant. When you take your morning pipe, make sure these are burned.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
He seems like he wants to ask something.
by all means, Sergeant.
It's been a while, sir, since I've
Goodness, has it?
Yes.
Apologize.
He's actually starting to sweat a little bit. So.
Oh, it's been a few rough nights. Come. And then he proceeds to take off his coat, unbutton the cuff of his shirt, and starts to roll the sleeves up, and then will take a small folding knife to do the honors and offer up.
Clarence is on his knees. He is jonesing, and he drinks your blood almost greedily.
The other hand is just delicately resting on this man's shoulder. This man has saved my life. I have saved his life. I'll be damned if I give him up without a fight. But once I judge he has had enough, the hand on the shoulder will become almost preternaturally strong.
And he's like, and
There you go, Sergeant.
he knows
There you
that, and he backs away, and he's got a handkerchief.
And
Thank you.
now, my friend, thank you.
So I need to get a little bit of rest. So
Yes, by all
before I
means.
awaken in the evening.
I'm sorry it's not
Morning.
as nice as we were, but get the sleep you need, and I shall do the same shortly.
Okay.
I may have a letter for you to deliver as well.
Of course. And he will backs up and fucks off. So anything
Before-
from? Oh yeah, I was gonna say anything
Before
from
he
before.
goes to bed for the night, he will write a small note to
Mhm.
Lucian. He'll start with, "Hey, you asshole," and then scratch it out. Lucian.
Just a single strike through, right?
Yeah, right. The last few days have been rather frustrating for all parties involved. You should know that I have met with both sheriffs, and will have another meeting with them tomorrow regarding the events at the museum. Show up, don't, the choice is yours. Just be aware that they know who my sire is. If that means getting out of town, Godspeed, good luck. Major Richard Sanders.
Okay.
Give him the choice. He can be there. He can fuck off if he wants to. Richard won't blame him either way.
Okay. You leave it in his room. He is not about. He is out somewhere.
Should he not show up or whatever, Dart probably knows where to go.
Okay. All right. And back to Sybil. Anything you do before retiring for the day?
She will check in on her ghouls. Kind of whisper a good night through the door to Adrian and go and pick out the dress she wants to wear tomorrow in case she dies again. Since the first time was a little bit undignified.
Okay. Is it yellow?
Yes,
Okay.
it is various shades of yellow.
All right. Then we are going to close for that evening. And we pick up again just after sunset the following day. You're each going to have to spend a blood point for rising. Please subtract one from your character sheets. Exactly. And we'll start back with Lady Sybil. It is about 6 p.m., we'll say.
Mhm.
So you have a couple hours. I think you guys are meeting at 9, I believe. Or was it 8? I can't remember.
Early-ish evening.
Okay. I know they gave you a specific time. I want to say it's 9 p.m., but let's go
I
with
don't
that.
remember.
Let's just keep it as 9 p.m. So you've got a couple hours.
Mhm.
What would you like to do upon rising?
She will try and get presentable because she had been told over and over and over again a lady's worth is, in how she is perceived. So, she wants to be presentable. She wants to, have some control over the uncontrollable.
Okay. So she's getting herself gussied up.
To a degree, yes.
Adrian is about. He is in his office, and he is speaking with, and I just blanked on his name.
Benjamin, Edward.
Benjamin, yes, I apologize. Yes. Benjamin. Benjamin sits on a small chair, like a small child, listening to Adrian talk. You can hear them through the door. You can kind of maybe see through a crack. You can, and while some people are starting to embrace psychology, Adrian's grasp of it is tenuous. Tenuous, that's the word. Although he does work at this hospital, he seems to take a different approach with Benjamin. You hear him just saying, it's not all your fault that you're a repulsive piece of dung. Your genetics, the people who made you, play into this as well. And often children adapt what they learned. Your father, was he a strong man? Was he control his family as he should have? Benjamin goes, no, at times he was weak and didn't do what he should have, didn't keep things in line, and I didn't learn what I should have to make me a proper man. And Adrian says, so you see, it's not all of your fault, but you didn't learn to control yourself sufficiently. And Adrian turns and looks, because he now knows, feels like somebody is outside the door. Did you have anything you wanted to add, Lady Sybil?
She'll open up the door and stand in the doorway. My education was not in your finer arts. And as you keep pointing out, you do not believe what I see is real. But I know what I saw. And at least in this home, something attached itself to him like a lever.
Benjamin looks like he wants to speak, but he's kind of just keeping his mouth shut.
Yeah.
Well, we will uncover it in time. And looks back at Benjamin. We will continue our talks later, after you've had some sufficient rest. It's been a long day for you. And he just kind of stands up timidly and yes. And then he looks over at Sybil like, oh God, I've got to go past her to get out of this door.
Sybil will move out of the way.
Okay. And he scurries past her. Adrian stops. He just starts to writing things in a notebook. Almost like he's almost forgotten that you were there. He's
yeah.
Did you need something else?
Yes, I came to say it was lovely knowing you.
And turns and says, whatever do you mean by that?
Well, it seems I have been summoned to see both Miss Parr and her counterpart.
Seems the right thing to do. Do you
Yes.
feel guilty for something?
Only that I could not save the poor boy. I did try and talk him into coming with us to hopefully see you, and maybe you could have helped him forget a few things he saw.
But someone else killed him.
Yes.
And really that person is who should suffer for this.
Yes, but we cannot find her.
Doesn't bode well for you.
No. But her crimes are well documented in the paper.
And it almost seems like he's kind of struggling with what to say next. And then I wish you good luck.
Yes, I just wish, the venture could be found. And she'll close his door lightly and go wait for Richard.
Okay. Richard, you said you were getting up early.
That is the intention, such that I can get into that carriage as the sun is setting. And be over to the Opera House before the final show of the evening is finished. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know.
You get there. They are between shows. The evening performance is set for about 7 o'clock. Asking around, no one has seen Lady Cat. She has not been present. They do seem to be speaking honestly to you. You can be a rather imposing figure when you need to be.
Comes with the territory.
But no one has seen her.
Damn. Does anyone know where she actually lives? It's rather urgent.
There is and I forget
that manager guy we talked
Yes, who I'm struggling to remember his name. Names.
It's not Emmanuel. It's not Sir Drayton. It's not Chauncey. Is it Emmett Sanderson? The squad? No, he's the meal ticket.
He's the theater patron.
Yeah, Emmett's the patron. Vincent is the guy that got us into all this trouble to begin with. I do not have the name of the gentleman.
We were going to say you talked to a guy whose name we can't remember.
That guy. He's a great guy.
And he, I think, I don't know if you met him. I think you did meet him. And he seems hesitant to give out this information.
I'm going to turn on daunting presence.
Okay. All right.
He's out yet. I'm like, I could be the center of attention. No, I'm going to terrify the absolute shit out of you. Where is she?
What do you say to him once you've...
So we're having the conversation. He's quibbling, and I will just straighten up and summon every pompous jackass that I've ever had to say, sir, yes, sir, to, and go, did I stutter? Have I given the impression at any point that this was a trivial matter? Where is she?
He just shrinks down and goes over to papers and he gets a piece of paper and just quickly like scribbling something down, and he's like and he gives you something and you can barely read it.
I've been in the military. I've seen worse chicken scratch. I presume I get something of a place to go.
You can. It's hard to read because you can see he's terrified.
Yes. Good man. Pats him on the cheek.
Okay.
And only when he turns around does he seem to release that frightening cadence on his face. He doesn't want to scare everybody else.
I always picture that scene with Gandalf does the whole is 50 feet tall thing. Yeah, exactly. That's the way I picture Dawn.
If I say any more, we're getting in trouble. No.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So he gives you an address.
Excellent. back out the door. How close is the address to the theater?
It's probably about 4 or 5 blocks.
Excellent.
It's about 6:30 now. So you got some
What time was the meeting? 9 o'clock or 7
9.
o'clock?
9.
No, thank God. Okay, cool. Yeah.
We're gonna say 9. If it was 7,
Okay, cool.
I
If it was
apologize.
7,
yes.
apologize.
Viewers,
know,
it's now
I
9.
didn't write
Let's
it
say.
down. It's good. I didn't write it down. They lose. Yeah, no, he's going to instruct the carriage driver that he has for the evening to follow. And he is going to stalk off.
Okay.
Again, he's dropped the frightening presence, but he's still an imposing figure in a cut of civilian wear that is reminiscent of military, with all the bearing and the saber tucked under the coat, and he's off.
Okay.
Let the record state, he's armed.
All
And he goes to see if he can find Lady Kate.
You do find this home, this near mansion of one Lord Fitzwilliam. All right. Yeah. Sorry, folks. Getting my yes. Lord Fitzwilliam Stuart de Lacy. You arrive, servant man and actually wearing a powdered wig. He looks a throwback to about 80 years before, and just kind of gives you kind of a snooty look, like, "Hey, I help
I'm
you?"
perfectly willing to meet Snood with Snood.
Come here,
Square
I
off.
help you.
Perhaps I'm looking for the Lady Katerina, or barring that, her grandfather. I suppose.
And you are
Major Richard Sandhurst of Her Majesty's Royal Army. Under his breath, like the most under breath. Retired.
the Lord is not taking visitors at the moment.
Oh, drat. Very well. You pass on a message for him.
If I must.
Let him know that Sir Arthur is expecting his granddaughter promptly at 9 o'clock, and there will be consequences for all parties involved if the lady is not present. All parties. And boom, Dawn's back on. I'm going to be very freaking hungry later today. Because I'm pretty sure that costs a blood point every
I
time.
believe it does, yes.
Does it?
He kind of holds his ground.
Oh, good. You're one of
Give
those.
me an intelligence and awareness, or awareness and intelligence roll. Difficulty 6.
Awareness plus intelligence.
This might not be the right roll for it, but it's what we're using. So.
Fine. I got a success.
Okay.
Pretty
You,
good for 3 dice.
you suspect he is a ghoul
Ah.
and might be slightly resistant to what you do, but when you mention the sheriff's name, there is a glint of recognition in his eyes. And and in that he goes, "Of course."
Thank you.
Yep. And door shut in your face.
10, 9, 8, 7. Just audibly counting down. Pissant help is not the problem, and the Lord can squish me.
I really could have you make a
Sniper
willpower roll to see if a ghoul shutting a door in your face really pisses you off.
If you want to, I'm going to give it a shot.
You know what? Yes, I would like a willpower roll to see
This
this
is not
ghoul
good.
shutting a door in your face.
It's a new night since the last time I spent
Yeah.
willpower override, so that should be bad.
I'd like at least 2 successes. So.
Cannot edit a sheet this long. All right, and so I've got 1, 2, 3.
I think you should be able to just click on it.
Yeah.
You should be able to just click on willpower. I think it'll let you.
All right, let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm good.
Oh yeah, you're.
It's that military training, man.
You just push it all down. Push it all down.
Save it for when you can do something.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well,
The minor is not worth it. Or the
Yeah.
trivial, sorry.
yes,
Anything else you would like to do before you head over, basically, to pick up?
I don't think I'm going to try and scale the walls and look in the windows and see if she's here.
Good.
I don't. Well, hold on.
Might take some time, though. I mean,
No. My subterfuge is not great. My
and also, do you have potence?
What?
Do you have potence?
potence. I mean, I guess doesn't everybody have the ability to juice things?
Well, no,
but-
it's a discipline. Potence,
Oh,
like
discipline.
additional strength, basically.
Yes, I do. I do actually have a point of potence and a point of celerity.
If you wanted to, you could try to Hulk jump over walls and move quickly. You burn blood, but it's up to you.
No, I think I think I'm going to need that blood for later. If things go south, I might try and make a break for it. Spoilers, folks at home.
Please pick up pint size on the way out.
Between potence and celerity, I can probably pull that off. But no, he's not going to cause any further trouble. He has done what he can to try and impress upon the folks inside that house. If this woman is present, she needs to be at that meeting, or someone needs to explain why that isn't Richard Sanders. So he's got to go pick up Marley and Sybil.
Okay. All right, we're gonna fast forward to you guys all get together and take a eventful ride over to the sheriff's abode. It feels eventful because it seems like when you're looking out the windows, it almost seems like everybody's staring at your carriage. From the lowliest shoe shine boy to hooker on the street to businessmen walking down the street, they all seem to stop and watch your carriage go by.
How many ghouls do they have?
Everybody just seems to be watching you.
Is there something painted on the side of this? I didn't notice it. Did someone attach a kick me sign?
You arrive a good 5 minutes early, we'll say. 8:55. Arrive at the door. Marley stands in the back.
Oh, chin up.
Sybil will knock.
Okay.
Richard does take half a second to just walk around the carriage and make sure no one painted like a giant red A on the side or something. That was the Scarlet Letter, right?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that from high school.
Mind you, Sybil is in this glorious, like,
Oh, absolutely.
gold bronze gown with little accents of bright and, pastel yellow. It's just ungodly.
Frankly, a stunning outfit. Absolutely out of season, and I approve.
Within a moment or two, a servant opens the door and leads you through. You go to the hallway and out to the same balcony where you find Ms. Parr and her counterpart standing, just kind of quietly talking and kind of looking at the lights. And the sheriffs kind of look at each other for a moment, and then Ms. Park just kind of gives you just kind of like this shy smile. She's just almost kind of like this, I'm glad I'm glad you came. The general pulls out watch and says, good, a good step in the right direction. He's like, let us go inside. And he actually takes you back out from there to a small room. It seems like it's like a writing room, not necessarily a library. Rich people have rooms just for writing.
God,
The broad table. You step in. The 3 Nosferatu from the other night are there, as well as the 2 other gentlemen. They are kind of arrayed around the room as you sit at the table.
5 pounds. Check.
And the general holds out a chair for Miss Parr, and she sits down. And then he walks over and he will pull out a chair for Lady Howard.
And she'll take it with a nod and a thanks.
Good enough.
And then he walks to the other side of the table. He does not sit. He kind of stands almost like attention. Ms. Parr and I have discussed the information that has been gathered thus far. We do see one of you is missing.
Yes, sir. I visited both the place of employment and the domicile of Miss Katerina, per the footman, and I believe her sire. And at this, he looks at Lady Parr, or Miss Parr, as well as the entire staff of the Opera House. She has not been seen in days.
Then we must consider her a fugitive from justice.
At this point, Sybil pulls out her husband's watch and is just like holding it and kind of fidgeting with the chain.
Unless something else has happened to her, that would be the case.
I don't enjoy saying these words. And given her sire's relative standing in our society, it may come to that she may be a subject of a hunt in order to find her.
Is
So that-
Richard versed enough in the Society of the Night to understand the significance of that?
Give me
Same
a
question.
politics and intelligence.
Oh boy, let's go, gang.
Politics and intelligence, difficulty 6.
Politics.
Can I roll that too? Actually, no, I can't because I have no politics. Never mind.
I mean, you're welcome to roll.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
You don't know.
Cool.
At
All right. He has
six.
a slightly confused.
Difficulty 6. Yeah, I mean, if you want to just roll what you got. Well, you heard the word hunt, which means sounds like someone actively looking for her.
Mhm.
So I will confer with Lady Anne, the Princess Seneschal, to confirm that a hunt shall be called for Lady Katerina. And then Juliet speaks up and says, then that turns to the matter of the 3 of you. While your alleged crime is not the same as what has been purported to have been done by Lady Katerina, you still bear blame. The General and I have discussed a suitable arrangement perhaps can be made. But we want to see what you can offer us first. And the general speaks up. He says, it would be such a waste to let valuable resources as yourselves go without getting every bit of salvage from you. You mentioned Vincent, and I believe, and he looks over it, and Halim Bey.
Yes, sir.
How familiar are you with them?
With Mr. Bay, we have had the initial employment meeting, as it were, and gave report upon our progress and ultimate failure, given any gestures to the fact that they're in a room being judged because somebody died messily. Beyond that, my only dealings with the man have been through this particular endeavor. He seemed to be as forthright as anyone who's ever given me a weird assignment and asked for updates. You know how that can be in the service.
Indeed.
He seemed to treat fair with us. I have not had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Vincent, although I do believe my sire was slightly familiar with the name. He could not provide me much information. Out of character, I don't remember how much Marley has told me.
That's fine. That's fine.
He's going to leave it there.
And Miss Parr looks over at Lady Howard and says, and you, Miss, what your recollection of your dealings with Mr. Bay?
About the same. He did say that I could come back to the shop and actually be a patron of the front end.
So it was, and she continues, so it was on your recollection that Mr. Bay was interested in Emmanuel Drayton.
Well, he was hired by his brother.
Ah, yes.
He did know a bit about us and some particular talents.
And they kind of glance at each other like, okay. I believe it would be a wise first step in building up goodwill again with the kindred of London. If you could find more from Mr. Bay, more information. What was his purposes of? There's something in this museum worth killing for.
Well, they were interested in a particular necklace that I have in my possession. Did not fit the theme of the exhibit, but, you know.
And you hear the sound of wood cracking. As General like just grips it.
Not me this time.
A necklace.
Yes, the provenance seems to be more Indian or Sri Lankan instead of Egyptian. Before the poor boy died, he said he had met someone, and then nothing until he was brought out of his trance by my light feeding. Although it does fit in with the journal we found.
And Juliet speaks up. Journal?
Yes, And she'll look to Miss Parr. Wilson's, we were there twice. As I said, he had it updated his lock between the first and second visit. And that basement room, well, bad things happened down there. We found a journal, but it's a mishmash of languages, and I only know a fraction of them.
And she says, could you bring me that journal, please?
I will negotiate with Adrian since he's helping me translate parts, but there was mention of a cult in there, which does seem to match the markings on the why do I think zombies? Mummies, yes.
I do want to know why they were trying to smuggle.
And the general.
Sorry, sir.
Mummies.
Yes, in the warehouse where
The bodies.
the
sir.
poor boy was seen.
He snaps it, of course. Bring me this necklace and the journal. We have associates who can examine both items. And I need you to gain Mr. Bay's confidence. We need to determine what he is up to. And
She will just be playing with the pocket watch.
And Juliet speaks up. And again, this will go a long way towards gaining trust again. Should you fail, well, it'll be up to Lady Anne to see what befalls you.
I will
Understood.
speak with Adrian and gain
Yes.
whatever he has.
Yes, please. He who knows what he could. I know Adrian. I don't believe him to be a person who would cause harm to this journal, but it would really be much safer with us here.
If Sybil wants to see if that's an accurate.
Okay.
So it'd be empathy
Divine
and
faith.
Well, let's see. Do you have auspex?
I do.
Oh,
You have an auspex.
I have one.
One. Okay, that's just like heightened senses. I
Yeah.
think. Okay. Yeah. Empathy and perception. We'll see.
All right. And would careful as her spec come into play.
What does that entail?
Basically, she wants to see if what they're saying is true.
I'll let you at it.
Okay. And at what difficulty?
We're gonna say 7.
Come on, dice rolls.
3 successes.
nice.
She is not bullshitting you.
Okay.
That is the deal at the moment, we're gonna say. So
So what she will do is she will ask, how much time do I have for this task?
to deliver us a book and the necklace, that should be simple. You should be able to return that tomorrow night. The task of gaining Mr. Bay's trust will be obviously considerable. We don't know much about him. He's managed to live here in London for decades without drawing too much attention. But now we need to find out a little bit about him, little bit more about him. And the general kind of leans on the table and says, "You have your orders?"
Yes, sir.
then I expect 2 packages tomorrow evening delivered by Lady Howard personally.
Of course.
Very well. And Juliet says, it's so good that nothing came to a harsh ending this evening. I as the general has stated, you both could have bright futures here in London. Let's just hope you're successful.
Question. Does this room have carpet?
No. It's hardwood.
It says nothing. Gonna make a quip about not staining the carpet, but it ain't
Nope.
there. This is the killing room, kids. Cool.
Well, the general says, let's be about our business.
Yes, sir.
And,
Steps to
and he will just nod at you if you salute.
excellent.
Marley says nothing. So
Probably the smartest thing to do.
actually, yeah, if she had been here giving wise ass comments,
We did.
things might have gone a different direction.
All of our players.
Exactly. might have been the best episode to not make it, Marley.
Oh goodness.
Anyway, no, we love you, Ellie. Sorry you weren't here. Okay, so we are going to wrap up there for the evening. Anything you would like to do? Essentially, you still have the rest of the evening. We can really kind of talk about that kind of in our next episode.
Okay.
But anything you would like to do before you leave the general's place?
No, I think he's ready to get out of there with his tail tucked between his legs while he still can.
Okay.
Curiosity kills the cat.
What would you like to do?
See if there are any spirits.
Okay. Occult and
It's going to be great.
intelligence. I'm going to say it's going to be difficulty 8
Okay.
because this is not a conducive spot for summoning the dead.
Yeah. And I'm going to use a willpower.
Okay. Okay. All righty.
Simple cast.
1.
You sense there has been violence at this place, but there is no one currently lingering about that you could detect.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe if it had another success, maybe the walls could talk a little bit. But
Yeah.
no.
She'll just kind of nod and do her Malkavian look around.
All right. And you are escorted from the place, and we fade to black for the evening. So
Awesome.
And I want to thank my players for joining tonight. You can breathe a little bit now. Breathe just a little bit.
Not final dead yet.
No.
Got all dressed up just to live another night.
You managed to survive another night, which is good. So,
Stay useful.
all right. I want to thank everybody watching. Thank you for everybody watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, glad you found us. Glad you subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, why haven't you? Go ahead and subscribe. And we will be back next Wednesday because Tom, it is Wednesday, not Thursday, like I tried earlier. We will be back next Wednesday with another episode. So we'll say goodnight, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.